Alright, so this is a 2000. Tags all tore off of it. It's 2000 07 Duramax. We hooked up and we got the codes off of it, so we use our wonderful Matco Maximus 5.0. Matco should definitely sponsor me since I've spent too much money on their tools. Let's see here the codes we got. So we can give an example. Alright, so code number 1 is P0087, P0089, P1093, and 1094. So 3 of those are fuel bar pressure codes, and then we have a fuel pressure regulator performance. So this truck, it's got 280,000 miles on it as it sits. We did put a CP3 in this truck, which had a new regulator on it. I want to say, he says 4 years ago. It may have been 4 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere in there. It's been some time. So we did do that. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to verify that we don't have like a wiring issue. So we're going to have to pull the intake out. So we'll pull all this out of here. We'll pull the suction off of the turbo. Shouldn't touch any of the coolant system. I really hope not. I really don't want to have to drain it. We're going to get in there and look at the pigtail on the regulator. Verify that the pigtail wires look good, because all Duramaxes are very well known to have wiring issues. I mean, just the way they lay it's just the way that they put the harness across the motor, the way it does. It's got a lot of points it can rub through. It's just Duramax things, what Chevrolet does. I mean, it is what it is. So we're going to get down there and see. Hopefully it's just a pigtail issue. I doubt the pump is bad. I don't think the injection pump has, but maybe 50,000 miles on it. Maybe you got some trash. Maybe, more than likely, it's just a wiring issue. Maybe the wire's just gotten too brittle, so the contacts may touch. This does it randomly. It's not consistent. He drove it here, had no problem. I got in it, drove it around, no problem. So, of course, the codes aren't present as if it sits right now. But we're going to look into it and see what's going on. It does have a fast. You can see the relay for it up there. It's got a little fast on. I think it's a 165. So low pressure issues, it's good. Has the fuel bowl delete and all that stuff. So let's dive into it, see what we can find. Hopefully, nothing simple again. I think the LB7, at least in my opinion, seems to have more room than really the later variants, up into the L5P, which has a lot more room, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. Doesn't seem too bad. Let's dive into it and hopefully we find something simple for his sake and our sake. All right. Good morning. As we saw yesterday, you saw me pull this old fuel well pressure sensor out of this truck. We have a brand new one right here. We're gonna snap in here real quick, get it back in here, see what it does. I did notice when I was watching the truck is that it seemed like this sensor was drifting, which again, if it's drifting, the regulator will respond to what the fuel well pressure sensor is reading. So that's where we are with this. So we're going to put the sensor back in this truck, get it going. And then there's this thing. This is the 2011 6.7 Power Stroke I was talking about prior, I think in episode 1. It has head issues. A lot to be said about this truck. I believe this thing is going to be a Easter egg, is what I refer to them, and by what I mean by that is that it's going to keep giving gifts. Excuse me. So it's a 2011 truck. He had a previous shop put a turbo in this truck, and they put a turbo in it. He got it back, motor locked up, sent the truck back. They put an engine in it, and we don't know anything about it. Don't know how many miles, know nothing of where it came from, nothing on that matter. It does appear to be a KC turbo. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of hard to see the logo in there, but it is a KC turbo. I think it doesn't appear to be. Seems like it is a single compressor conversion. I don't see. Yeah, it is, because there's nothing going to the top of the turbo housing. What I can see so far is a diesel leak on this truck. Obviously, you can see the nice orange rust coming from the reservoir, which means we know it's drinking coolant, and we know he's putting water in it, not coolant, which isn't good. We got excess oil on the hot side, on the cold side. So crankcase filter is either very, very, very plugged, and just throwing excess oil into it. You can also see here, there's oil coming out of the gasket on the intake going in. There's oil around the face of the turbo. It's just, yeah, a lot to be said. Hopefully nothing too crazy. You know, worst case scenario, obviously we're going to have to overhaul it. I doubt we'll get to that point. He was in favor for that when I first looked at this truck 3 months ago, when it was starting to really show signs of having a head issue. See, the hose isn't pressured up. Let's see here. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's empty. It needs water, funny enough. It smells like carbon, so, you know, we're definitely pushing cylinder gas into the... When they get bad enough, you can smell them in the degas bottle, in case anybody's curious. You go to buy a truck and you want to know if it has head issues, smell the bottom of the cap. If it smells like burnt fuel, burnt diesel, probably a good sign that we're pushing compression gas or cylinder gas into the degas bottle.
Humans, what have you learned? I was programmed to beat you.
We got it all together except the cover. Running fine. That was good. Nothing crazy coming out of the crankcase. See? I'm going to load up our Maximus here. The cluster was freaking out there for a second. Don't really know what was going on with that. Let's see. Alright. There it goes. That's a normal Chevy thing, or not really too sure what's going on with that. I think it's kind of wonky. Oh, to say the least. Real weird. And it seems to be fine. I don't know. It seems responsive. All good as there. This thing will load up. Any day now would be nice. Huh. And I know these trucks are known to have cluster issues, so I mean, it doesn't really concern me. Diagnostics. If anybody wants to know if I like this thing, I really do. The Maximus 5, I think it came out this year, I think. Really, really nice. Works well, smooth, fast, easy to use, nothing crazy, does everything you want it to do, which is nice. We got federal emissions, we're a 5-speed automatic, and we are under 15,000 gross vehicle weight. Obviously this truck is definitely not a Kodiak. Before this I had the Mack MDT-10. Really not a fan of anything that Mack has to offer at all. Actually, I think Mack is just regurgitated garbage. Enter into the powertrain system. We'll see if we have any engine codes just for grins. No codes as of current, which means we have not entered a limp mode, which is good. So what we'll do is I'm going to load up. We're going to go to our data stream, same thing, engine data. I want the fuel system. So the actual rail pressure, desired rail pressure, the FRP command, which is the regulator, and regulator command. I think there's another one here that had the milliamps on it. At some point, I think it's that one. We'll pull this in. And we're going to read those while we drive, see how everything looks. And hopefully that'll be all she needs. When I do test drives, I prefer to do them with this in case anything happens. Okay. So your regulator desired and your fuel rating command. So the milliamps, they should be pretty close. They shouldn't really variate too far. So this is your percentage of what your regulator's at. Okay, this changes, it's pretty much the valve closing. There's our actual fuel rail pressure. Which should go back down once we let off. It's really pretty, kind of seems like it's real slow reading. I don't know if that's this or the truck. The cluster's done freaking out, so that's good. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take this thing for a drive and see what's going on, and see if it goes in limp mode again. We shall see. Alright, so seems to be all fine. We're going to blow that filter out. I can't seem to find any sort of crossover. It's local. Obviously it's S&B. So normally you just got to order from S&B. And unless he calls me and tells me he has a spare, nothing I can do. But for the record, the dirty filter and diesels do not go well together. Diesels require a lot of volume, and dirty filters do not give a lot of volume. So I've seen, particularly on a Duramax, one scenario there was an LML, the guy, I guess, hadn't changed the air filter in a hot minute, and the truck had no power, like it wouldn't accelerate at all. And of course these trucks, even these, they use airflow with fuel flow to give you the ratio for a good burn. That's what tuning adjusts. That's how people are able to make these trucks black smoke so heavy when they put a fouler in, which will trick the MAF sensor into thinking that there's a metric crap load of airflow, so it's just going to dump fuel, which even though there's really not, and it's just going to make a bunch of smoke, yada yada yada. Pointless thing, but it's just a fun fact. And if it's not sinking enough airflow, it's only going to put so much. Just see, the newer trucks are a lot smarter. It will not put a whole lot of fuel, so it's just going to limit itself versus what the MAF sensor sees. And dirty filters like this one still breathes a little bit, but you can see it's starting to suck in on itself a little bit. It's cranking up, so I'm gonna blow it out in the air compressor just to try to give him some breathing room with it. But really all we can do for now. But other than that, everything seems like she's fine. She's healthy. She runs good. I drove it down the road. I mean, I don't beat the crap out of them because it's not my truck to abuse. But I mean, I don't mind stepping on a little bit. And I mean, it's plenty peppy, got plenty power. But yeah, I think it's going to be the end of this episode. I don't want to try to make these too long because then it just seems obnoxious to watch. But yeah, that's where we're at. Should wrap it up for this old truck. Hopefully she's good. We're going to drive it some more, so I'm going to blow that out. We're going to kind of drive it around. I'm probably going to take it here to get lunch here in a second. Again, just to make sure everything's good. And then we'll move on from there. And we'll get probably started on that white truck, give it a good once over, see all what's wrong with it while it's still running in together, run some test on it. And again, I just want to make sure everything's fine enough, make sure if we can find anything now before we tear it apart, we can address it. If he wants to fix it, which I'm sure I would think he will, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Be sure to check out TikTok. I said more to come on YouTube, so we are going to focus a lot more on YouTube, try to get YouTube going. Yeah, we're going to put some more content out. There's a lot we're going to be doing with that old red Ford there of mine. Plenty more coming with it. We got a 06 350 in the back we're going to be working on. I bought a while back. We always buy junk diesels anyway, so there's always plenty of exciting stuff between me and a good buddy of mine who will make an appearance here soon, I'm sure. But that's it for this one. I'll see you all in the next one.